Thank you, sir.
We may start now, sir.
Yeah, you can start.
Thank you for your time, sir. We will introduce ourselves.
Hi, I'm Emma Jane Sinugas.
Hi, I'm Katrina Tiurag,
I'm
and
Paul.
we're studying at Sarisal University.
Okay.
Would you mind to introduce yourself, sir?
Yeah, my name's Paul Hansford. I'm an engineer.
We are interested to please hear some occasions or holidays that you celebrate there in your country. How do you celebrate
Um,
it?
are you talking about like public holidays, that type of thing? Yeah.
Sir?
Well, um, I guess the most important one for Australians is Australia Day.
Okay, sir.
It's a national day. Generally, it's a holiday, and people like get out and visit their friends and have a barbecue or go to the beach or something like that. So, so Australia Day is kind of a day where you celebrate with your friends about being Australian. So that's one. Another one is called Anzac Day. That's ANZAC, and that's like a war memorial day where we commemorate all the Australian soldiers died or fallen in wars. So I think you would have something like that here in the Philippines as well. And that day is more serious. You can in most of the big cities they will have parades where you can go and watch the soldiers march past, and then in the afternoon, you'll go to services like memorial services, and then in the afternoon you do like on Australia Day, you go and you have some time with your friends, and maybe you have some beers or something like that to celebrate with your friends. Other than that, it's like the Philippines. We celebrate Easter and we celebrate Christmas. So even if you're not Catholic, you still get the holidays, and so everybody has a good time at Christmas and they have a good time at Easter as well. Easter is like the end of summer, so people take the chance to go to the beach one last time before it gets cold. And Christmas is like the Philippines. You celebrate it with your family.
So let's go for the next question.
Yeah.
And as we know, different countries have different and unique manners and etiquettes. Are there some example as well in Australia?
Yes, Australians are more relaxed than Filipinos. We don't call people sir or ma'am. We just call them by their first names. And we actually don't like it if people call us sir. We prefer to just be called by our first name.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter whether you're in a low-paid job or whether you're in a high-paid job. You tend to treat people the same, and you address them the same way. So that's something that's always been a part of Australian culture. That it doesn't matter what your background is or what you do, you're still encouraged to talk to other people, no matter what level of society they're at. And you can have friends. You can have very high up friends, and you can have very, I guess, friends with very basic jobs. It doesn't matter. It's much more equal than it is here in the Philippines. So we like to be more casual. Even if we go to the mall, we don't like to dress up. We just like to, wear shorts and wear just a polo shirt or something like that, and we tend not to try and get dressed up. We also, something that's quite similar to here, we like to call people by nicknames. So if they're a friend, you probably don't call them by your first name. You probably have another name for them. Even our politicians, we have nicknames for our politicians, and we call them that. So it's very, very relaxed, actually.
Thank you po. And for the last question, if someone here in Philippines would plan to go to Australia,
What would be your tips in general to make the most out of our trip, sir?
Why would you be going? Would it be for holidays, to see the country, or what?
Yes, sir. Like traveling.
yes,
Traveling. Well, what you have to realize is that Australia is not like the Philippines. Australia is a big country, right? It's about the same size as the United States, and but the population is very small. Like, we only have 25 million people, whereas the Philippines has about 100 million people, and the United States has like 300 or 400 million people. So in Australia, there are cities, but where people live, obviously, but there's a lot of space between the cities. So it's not easy to travel from city to city because they're a long way apart. So if you go there for tourism, for travel, you really have to plan what you want to see in advance, and then go see it, because you'll find that you'll get stuck and you won't have enough time to see everything if you don't plan it. So you probably want to go to the biggest city first. That would be Sydney and Melbourne. Sydney is quite unique, as well as having as well as being a big city, 2 million people. It's very close to the beaches. You can go to the beaches there as well. It has a beautiful harbour, so you can get on a harbour ferry. That's a boat, but for a very small amount of money, and just travel up and down the harbour, and it's very, very beautiful. You can also see there's zoos where you can see the animals, because we have unique animals. You probably know about kangaroos and koalas and things like that. So there are zoos around Sydney where you can go and see those, and you can hold a koala if you want. So there are animals there that you can't see anywhere else in the world. So Melbourne's a bit different. Melbourne is in the south, and it's much colder. So you probably need to prepare for that by bringing sweaters and whatever it is for cold weather. But Melbourne's slightly different. Melbourne has Melbourne's got the biggest population of Greek people outside Greece. So there are a lot of Greek people there. There are a lot of different cultures in Melbourne, and there are a lot of very good restaurants in Melbourne to go to. So that's a good place to go as well. If you have time, and not everybody has enough time, but you can go to what they call the outback, which is the centre of Australia. It's where the deserts are, and you can see the Aboriginal people there. They're the original inhabitants.
Yes, sir.
You
Thank
want
you, sir.
to ask, can you understand my accent?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You can.
Because we
Oh, that's
search
good.
about Australian accent also in YouTube, sir.
Pardon?
In YouTube, sir, we search it.
Oh, the accent. Yeah.
Thank
If
you,
you want
sir.
to know anything
Bye,
else,
sir.
just let me know.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Bye, sir.
Bye,
Thank
sir.
you so much.
Bye.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Bye bye.